We are gathered here today to compare Silk and Doc Ock 2-pack to Rhino and the Silk 2020 fan vote figure. You can't have a fully realized retro display without Doc Ock. So I gave in to the will of the toy gods and grabbed this 2-pack. Toy photography on the left side of the box, closer look at the front, and then right side of the box has comic book art for both figures. It's really nicely done. I like it. Back of the box shows what's contained in the box. So 2 additional head sculpts, 3 additional pair of hands, and whatever that is. If you're an in-box collector, you can open the figures and it doesn't change the box. So maybe it's just a shift in how we approach in-box collecting. In the long run, this will eliminate me buying 2 of figures like this where I want to keep it in box because I value it that way. But for example, I also might need to open up Doc Ock to complete my retro Spidey display. I like it, it's change, but nothing can compete with seeing an action figure in a box. It's a really nice picture of Silk here. I want to acknowledge the talent and skill of the picture on the front of the box. It really does look great, but nothing compares to seeing that action figure in person. Nothing compares to seeing the accessories and just the quality of the work, being able to look closely at the eyes, the hair, just make sure there were no QC issues. However, if this is helpful to the planet, I will take that trade-off. The undefeated action figure for an in-box collector are the retro carded figures. I'm grateful that Hasbro is going to continue these. I love having them. I do end up buying 1 of each. I have 1 to open and put into display, and I do keep them up on the wall for display as well. Easy win for the standard Marvel Legends box and the Spidey retro carded Rhino. And to compare and share the different types of unboxing experience we're going to get from the 3 different types of boxes we have here. But let's start with Silk, since she's a standard Marvel Legends box. We like that crackle, but I think it's just because we're conditioned to it. She is an awesome figure. On a side note, if I'm able, I always grab 2 of these figures, 1 to open, 1 to keep in card. What if Hasbro made a special edition version for people like me? So instead of buying 2 where I have to waste 1 carded figure worth of plastic, it's like a 2-pack where you get the carded figure and then underneath maybe it comes with a box that just has a little bit of art on it, and then you get the figure and all the accessories and then 1 mint carded figure. What do you guys think of that? Would you buy a 2-pack like that? Because I love how these look so much, it does hurt to open them, and I still will open him from the bottom and slide him down to preserve the card, because I'm going to keep the card, because what if someday we ever wanted to resell the figure? I'm sure people will appreciate an action figure that's kept in great shape, where the card's in great shape and it was just cut from underneath. Nice flap on the bottom, and hopefully I cut it wide enough for Rhino to slide through. Oh wow, look at that. Oh, he's a big boy. Look at that. Yeah, buddy. Yes. I finally have one of my Holy Grail figures. Stands up right out of the box. Because he's Rhino! You never forget your first time. Ooh, something's already falling out. This feels like wax paper and probably one of the figure's accessories. You see some tentacles. Everything's wrapped in that wax paper. It's a nice, smooth experience. All I had to do was gently cut the tape here, and everything slid out. It looks like it's packaged tightly. I like how it's wrapped in wax paper. That was a positive experience. And dude, the other thing? It didn't hurt like opening a figure like this hurt. I'm surprised, actually, dude. Looking at this, I'm surprised how reasonable, enjoyable that experience was. Let me know if you've opened this type of packaging yet and what you think. Haven't seen the movie Better Off Dead, where Lane Meyer is talking to Monique and he says, "I think you meant tentacles." We got Doc Ock's tentacles. Ooh, falling right out. It feels like more tentacles. It's weird that they wrapped 2 and then they left 2 open. This looks like the figures, so I want to get them out without damaging the packaging in case I ever want to put them back in. Dude, this is a reasonably pleasant experience so far. Seems logically thought out in design. I feel like the figure is well protected. This has been really nice so far. I like the feel of the wax paper too. There is Silk, Cindy Moon. We will pit them both in an action figure death match. Tentacles all over me. Got a bag full of accessories. So, what's better? peeling up the tape, popping them out of the plastic, or just dropping them into your hand like that. There's more. Missed this in the bottom. She does have a full 3 pair of hands, and this really cool webbing effect. Oh, dude, I love that it's attached to the hand. All right, I'm really looking forward to comparing this webbing effect to her prior one. The main event. This video contains 2 of my holy grails. How awesome is that, man? Thank you for watching and sharing this out. You fool! Why would you open me last? I have more brain cells in my finger than you do in your entire body. They are not worthy of going before me. Ultimately, it really doesn't matter to me how Doc stands right out of box. Although he stands right out of box, that's great. What matters to me, though, is how I can pose his octopus arms and stand him with them. Oh, dude, he is awesome. He's really bright and vibrant. Deluxe Holy Grail figures first, and then we'll pit Silk versus Silk to see if she is a worthy upgrade. In order to compare these figures fairly, the tentacles will not count as accessories because that is what makes Doc Ock Deluxe. The thing I want to do is get the tentacles on Doc Ock. Let's see, these look smaller, so let me try them on the bottom first. I don't know if it matters. I've never had a Doc Ock before. Oh, this is so cool, man. So the way I'm doing it has them like really condensed. I'm guessing you can put these anywhere and then just create different poses. Bottom 2 look the same. There is some variance to the 2 up top. Yeah, I like this one because it could be him lashing out to the side like this. Spider-Man! I don't know if that'll be his final form, but I think it looks really cool right now, just straight out of the box. Let's play with this toy. Let's experiment. But Rhino wants to charge him right now, because I am Rhino. Okay, that scratched the itch. You can go ahead and play with his, how you say, tentacles. The bottom 2 are shorter and curl around. One strikes to his left, the other strikes to his right. So let's just switch the top 2 and see what that does with them. So that makes this one, ooh, maybe turn it this way. Let's put this other one in the back. Ooh, yeah, like 2 of his tentacles are coming this way. And ooh, I can have this one coming up. All right, let's see how it looks like this. So yeah, he's got 3 tentacles lunging to the side, and then I can raise this one up. It doesn't want to stay in when I raise it up. Dude, that's so cool. Rhino approves. Ock's body is a straight up repaint and repack. I do appreciate the upgraded bright colors and head sculpts. He looks so cool fighting Cyborg Spidey. He's a holy grail figure, and I'm so grateful to have him in the Nerdery. No, Spider-Man, you're coming with me. And I'm having so much fun playing with my toys. They look awesome together. Quick scale comparison fun. Here is Rhino next to Toxin. I wanted to show you this because if you have Toxin or any other large deluxe body, Rhino is pretty much the same all the way down, except for a couple nuances to the figure itself and the muscle structure. You can see the Rhino skin-like texture that they put into the sculpt. And I think it's really cool how they took this traditional big Build-A-Figure muscle body and gave it some nuance here with the paintwork. It's gray with a subtle darker wash. He's got a huge neck and shoulders. And again, you got that nice gray Rhino crack skin on his back. And then it goes all the way down to his legs, which are just pretty plain, big, beefy, deluxe muscle legs. But then he's got 3 big Rhino toes. I think that's really cool. And one of the things that I really like about Rhino's feet is that they balance well. So I was able to put him into this running pose where I have this front foot flat-footed, and then he's sitting on these 2 big front toes here. But it's such a big, wide space, and he's balanced so well that I got him into this awesome, like, running, punching pose. I do not want to be at the end of that. Rhino comes with 2 sets of face sculpts. This is the one I'm 100% going with in the Retro Spidey display. The grimace look at the focus on his eyes, gritted teeth, because he's either going to be in a position just like this, where he's about to punch someone, or most likely I'm going to have him looking like he's running and charging forward. a head full of steam, maybe someone even like riding his back. That might look cool as well, but I'm just picturing him more like this, charging into a wall or something. I am really impressed with the Rhino detail on the side of his head. It has a really cool wash to it, and again has that really neat Rhino weathering, and his horns are sweet, man. There's just a lot of neat carved detail running through them. And then you just get to the actual human face after you appreciate. Look at that. You do not want to be, oh man, that is awesome. Look at that, how his head just kind of turns with the fist. And he's looking you right in the eyes, he knocks you out. It feels so good when you finally get a grail, doesn't it? Rhino does come with a second head sculpt. Pops in nicely, gives you the same movement side to side, and has the same nice Rhino detail. The difference is he has a stoic facial expression. And I appreciate having that because while I do prefer the other one for my display, this one's really cool if I want to take like a Sinister 6 photo and just have him standing here stoically like this. Have him looking over to the side and listening to the Kingpin. Alright, for the remainder, I'll keep him with the preferred grimacing Rhino! I did it. I got him to lunge forward. I did it. But it's awesome that you can play with your toy like this, keep him balanced and upright, and then take some really fun toy photography photos. Retro Rhino and Doc Ock are both spectacular additions to the Nerdery. But when it comes to comparing these two deluxe figures, it's an absolute tie for me. They're both Grail figures. I needed them both to complete my retro Spidey display. It makes the display infinitely better having these two villains that are two main characters from the show. I'm so happy, I don't know what else to say. I'm grateful for them both. Can you spot the differences between these two figures? Cindy Moon on the left is from the 2020 fan vote, and then Cindy Moon on the right is from the Doc Ock Silk 2-pack. Can you spot any obvious differences yet? How about now? Both Silk figures come with 2 extra pair of hands, 1 additional hand effect, 1 additional web effect that is attached to a hand, and a secondary face sculpt where it's covered. First major difference to note are the web accessories that are attached to the hand. I'm really appreciative that both web accessories are attached to the hand. It just looks so much better than the ones that easily fall off. But it looks like the web is bubbling up at her hands and then shooting out. And to me, this, I don't know, is this like a lacrosse stick? Is it a shield? But it is a cool looking web effect and it is unique. Silk with the Doc Ock 2-pack has this really cool clear webbing effect where it's shooting out from her hand. Again, I really appreciate that it's attached to her hand, but then it's curling backwards. So I wonder if this could be made to be like a swinging web effect. It looked like she's like shooting out this way, holding it, and it's pretty neat. It is an upgraded effect, and I do like the way it wraps around. Maybe it wraps around back like that way. Oh, that's really cool, like a web power emanating from her. I appreciate both web effects, but I do think this is an upgraded one and super unique to anything else I have in the display. 2020 face sculpt is a generic Legends female face sculpt that we have on numerous figures. They did a nice job with it, painted well, they made it look like Cindy Moon. The hair is black with a blue wash running through it. I think she's a really well done figure, but they did take the new Cindy Moon to the next level, and this looks like Silk. I mean, major difference, man. This just looks like a character with makeup on the left, whereas this looks like Silk. It almost looks like a person more than even a comic book character. It's beautifully done. Honestly, one of the more impressive face sculpts I've seen them do in a long time. Dude, this is a front and center figure. And then she has the same type of wash running through her hair. It's black hair with a blue wash. Really beautiful and impressive face sculpt. The paint on the body sculpts looks very, very similar, but there are some subtle differences. The shoulders line up slightly different on the paint. That's because you have a rotatable bicep on the new Silk and you do not have one on the 2020 fan vote. When you look at the Silk symbol in the chest, the 2020 fan vote has a more pronounced red. It's like a thicker font. When you look in the midriff area, the newer Silk has 5 webbings going up her midriff, whereas the older Silk only has 4. I think this is just preference. Do you like how the 2020 Silk is more bold, or do you like how the 2022 Silk is a little more subtle? I like them both. Looks to be the same paint running along the leg into the thigh. I think it's just the difference in the cut, because here you have pin versus pinless. With the 2022 Silk, you get the upgraded pinless elbow. The 2022 Silk exceeds expectations. The head sculpt alone is a massive upgrade. Paint on the body I think is a wash. It just depends on which version you prefer visually. The new Silk's body itself is an upgrade, as well as the web effect that attaches to the hands. In fairness, since we already had this Silk, if this was a standalone figure, I would not have bought it at list price, but maybe picked it up on sale. Now that I have it in hand and I'm comparing it to the 2020 Fan Vote Silk, I really wish we just left this in box the whole time. And now that we have this Silk, this is the definitive version, which will be on the Spidey and Friends comic book shelf in my DTOF display. Just got her to pose one leg. Oh no! She held it for quite a bit, enough for me to get the camera turned back on. That's cool. I'm trying to get her, kind of shooting her web effect out to the side. I like how it kind of curls around her like that. It looks like it's just emanating from her. Got her. I'm going to take a picture real quick so I don't jinx it. Which two-pack is the winner between Doc Ock and Silk and my imaginary Silk 2020 Fan Vote and Rhino? Me! That's who! That's right, man. I'm the winner because the 2020 Silk Fan Vote is a really nice figure, but she gets to go back in the Silk 2020 Fan Vote box, and now I get this spectacularly upgraded Cindy Moon Silk figure that can highlight my Spidey comic display. I also get two Holy Grail figures, the Rhino and Doc Ock. Doc Ock is a nice upgrade with the brighter repaint over the prior figure. I didn't have it, so now I'm just super glad to have two of my Holy Grail figures for my Spidey retro display. Let me know in the comments below which figure is your favorite from this set of pickups, and please honor the toy gods by subscribing to the Nerdery.